that people pay like millions of dollars to believe in an alien that a science fiction writer wrote about. And everyone's like, why do they believe in this?
Welcome to the channel.
Reckless thing you've done.
Oh, shoot. We might have to censor this, but that was exciting. But that has to be censored. We can't say that yet. We're not allowed to talk about that, but that was fun.
What's the most reckless thing you've done that you could talk about?
I guess one that's on my Patreon right now, I had a 10-day standoff with the police. We were trying to turn this skyscraper into like the world's biggest like dick, I guess, like for an art piece. And we tried to turn a whole skyscraper into like a giant art piece. We had a 10-day standoff with like 100 police officers. There was like 2 or 3 police helicopters at all times. We'd like hire people from Craigslist to like throw us in food and stuff. That was pretty crazy. It's funny because I did that right before the Lego video and I didn't get arrested on that. And then we did the other thing that I just told you about, which involves like the Secret Service and stuff. Didn't get arrested. And then I do a video on Legos and I get arrested twice. So it's like maybe serving papers to Josh. That's the most reckless thing I've ever done. That's the only time I've ever been arrested. So yeah, I shouldn't have. It was dangerous for me to serve him those court papers, or maybe making the GoFundMe. That was pretty reckless. Making that. It's the only time
You infiltrated Scientology.
Oh, that
Curious,
was pretty
what is
crazy too. Yeah.
What is like the conclusion?
Forgot about that.
Overall thoughts of Scientology, their practices. Like, give us the general idea.
So Scientology is interesting. I was living in my car at the time, so I was off the beach and into a car at this point. And one of my friends lived right across Scientology, so I'd hang out with him at his house sometimes, like take a shower and stuff. And it's literally his house, Scientology, like right across the street. And I'm like, what goes on inside there, you know? So I'm Googling it, and like basically all I could find is that people pay like millions of dollars to believe in an alien that a science fiction writer wrote about. And everyone's like, why do they believe in this? Like, it's obviously science fiction, you know, like fiction means not real, but they think it is real. Like, how does this make any sense? So the more I looked into it, just the more questions there were with no answers. I'm like, why has no one just gone in with like secret cameras and just filmed inside? You know, it was pissing me off that no one's thought to do this, because I wanted to find, I'm like, I want to see the footage of what goes on inside. You know, the harder I looked, I couldn't find it. So I was like, you know what? I've never done a documentary. I was just a slackliner, just living on the beach at this point, you know? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the person to go in. Like, I don't do documentaries, but I'm going to, sorry about the banging. I was like, I'm going to go in and be the first person to find out what actually goes on inside Scientology. I'm going to answer this question for all of us. And I did it. I posted it online. I think it went kind of viral, I guess. I think they've hijacked how the brain works. So our brains aren't really always the most logical. Like, we only remember things the way we last remember them. Like, our brains are like very flawed. And I think they take advantage of that and put like false memories in people's brains and stuff. And so that's how they can get people to believe in things that aren't true.
How do you put false memories into someone's brain?
So for me, what they did is they had me start with like a story that was true. And then they would have me keep repeating the story I had no breaks, no food breaks, no bathroom breaks for 10 hours. And I'd repeat this like 3-minute story over and over for 10 hours. And they would change the story like this much each time. So they're like, say it again, but like say it more, like exaggerate this, you know? And so if your brain repeats a lie enough, it's gonna think it's true, because you just literally are rewiring your brain. Your brain's like a muscle, so you can rewire it, you know? And so you will literally believe that a lie is true in your brain if you say it enough time. And
what if it's a positive lie? What if it's an improvement? Like, they could make you think
how they
that you are like
yeah.
the most successful person in the world. You are talented at everything that you do, and you walk out of it thinking, "Oh man, I got this amazing confidence," and then it spirals into.
That's how they start. Yep. So they start with that's what they did to me. The story I told them was about my broken neck. So it was like probably one of those like scary moments in my life, because I was. And then they turned it into a positive thing for me, and that's how they get you hooked. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like I turned this negative memory into a positive memory. Like, Scientology is the best," you know? And so that's what gets people hooked. But then they start to say, okay, like now our mission is to like defend the world from this Xenu alien, you know? And they start saying stuff like that. Like, basically, if any of your friends or family don't believe in this Xenu alien that we have to defend from, then they're on Xenu's side, and you have to block them from your life. You can't talk to them. They're evil now, you know? And also you have to give us all your money. Like, you saw what happened to the Braille skateboarding guy. Oh,
No.
did you see it? Oh, he was this huge YouTube channel who basically Scientology took over his life. He had like fire all his employees. He had a warehouse just like this with like huge, giant skate park. It was helping the community out. He had to sell it, give it all to Scientology to fight Xenu. It just destroyed his whole life basically. So it starts out positive like that. You're right. It's like doing heroin, like maybe doing heroin gives you a good feeling, when you first start, you're like, oh, this is great. Well, I should just always do heroin, but then you can see it ruins your life. If you like no heroin addict's going to be happy they did heroin, even though the very initial stages of heroin might be positive, but then it just destroys.
If you like this, subscribe and drop a comment.